All right. We have for Kwaba. We did the corner of India Kwaba. And Kuyada. Kuyada. Webo. Kuyada. Yes. And then Kuyada. Na Kwasiada. Yes, na saa sɛm no nkurɔfoɔ a wɔn sɛ wɔn ntetwi anaasɛ wɔn mfiri kurom ha anaasɛ ofiri kurom ha koraa wɔ so wɔde pii no ɛnyɛ fine saa wɔn nti ɛna yɛyɛ saa online seminar nti yɛayɛ bebree yɛayɛ seminars no bebree this one is specially designed for those who don't understand or who don't speak the main language that we have, which is Twi. And many times we'll say go for you and I speak Twi, go global, go whatever, which I think say your percent is a son and no matter your at least the critical mass, which is about 80% of our people, these things should be taught in our language. So that's why we use that strategy. To teach some of these things. And we've been using it over the last 5 years to teach in our language. Because I think the people who really need what we teach are the ones that may not have full, grip of this English language. So, and into the anyway. So this one is specifically designed for people who say, they don't understand language. So if you happen to be on this platform and you don't speak P, especially not so much Ghanaians but other Africans, those in Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Burkina Faso, those in China, Ghanaians in Jamaica, or Africans in Jamaica, in America, in England, everywhere, in Tanzania, in Zambia. Some people watch us in Zambia, they send us message, South Africa, Nigeria, so once a while, the balance is not, the P is still the main language that we are using on this platform. But once a while, we will go somewhere and they will say that speak English. So, Brofuna and Sasam and Yebeka. And wow, join the P, there's no need to join. You don't have to join. This one is designed for people who continually say that they don't speak Twi. Ghanaians, maybe who come from other regions that they didn't grow up, having control over Twi, and maybe they want to say that they are British and things like that. You can join and learn, because what we share is liberating. What we share is liberating, and so if you speak Twi, what Twi, there's no need for you to join the seminar unless you so really want to join. Each and every one of our seminars is unique, is different. The teachings are different, the dynamics are different, the energy is different, the date is different, the time is different, the emotions are different. Even if it's the same topic. I keep listening to some teachings hundreds of times, the same teaching, but I keep listening to them because anytime I listen to them, I hear different things. So maybe you've been joining this seminar and you have seen your life take different, quality shape, quality form. Now you are more relaxed. Now you are in charge of your finances. You're happy. You're fulfilled. You are very much, confident of the path that your life is taking. You can always join some of these seminars that we organize. But really, this one is designed for people who say that they don't speak Twi. So you can share the link with people who, you work with somebody wherever you are, and you introduce some of our materials to them, some of our books, some of our videos, and they continually say that they want the English version. This is an online seminar for those who say they don't speak Twi, or those who don't speak Twi, and who, this one is for them. So it depends on the participation. If it goes well, then we may once in a while do that. But our main language on this platform is Twi. Twi nieka, and Twi nieka ha. Once in a while, come maybe a bit kaka brofuni bi. But in himself, there is a complexity for Africans. There are complexities for Africans. And there's no African country that you go that you see that only one African language is dominant today. There is another side. If you go to Benin, there's French. If you go to Togo, if you go to Nigeria, there's English, and then hundreds of African languages. And we have refused to develop our own languages to educate our people. And so when you go to any every African country, you'll still see the many people who don't speak English, or who don't speak some of these other languages that they left to us. They don't speak it. And therefore, we teach them. We have to teach, and not many people will even go to school and complete, let's say, secondary level education. So many of our people are left in a world where not much information is being shared. And that's the reason we continue to teach in our language, so that, because really the people who are very much appreciative and doing something with what we teach, many of them are not the ones who are speaking a lot of English with suit and tie, telling us all that. Because the moment you come with the English, then you come with the English culture as well. So, a lot of our colleagues who completed universities, PhD, working with these multinationals, they really don't have the formula to save the masses who are struggling financially or with their lives. They really don't, because even the language that they are speaking, there are a lot of our people don't hear it. So your friend who works in a bank as a director, he really does not have the key to change the finances of my grandmother who is a farmer, or my sister who sells on the market. And so we who have gone through this, our environment. And the other thing is that even if they speak the language, their experiences, the very things that will equip the people to do well, they really don't have grip of it. That's why we teach what we teach in our language. And I think that other Africans can pick the same. If you have found a model that is working, don't just speak the English or the French or something, but bring it to the mother tongue, so that a lot of our people can understand. Once in a while, we can use this language. And I think that we should use the language as if Chinese is using French or English. It shouldn't be a language that we're so much comfortable speaking and proud and say that it's our official language. And when you go, sometimes now I find it difficult to see that a Ghanaian speaks P, and we are discussing something and we want to speak English. It's tough for me now. Really, it's tough. Because if you want to see change, if you want to see progress, growth, it has to start with the language, and it has to start with the content of what we are teaching. It has to start with the acceptance of who we are and what we have. So we are in a complexity where we are forced to speak a language, and we've been speaking it for the status quo. But real change will come from the situation where many of our people understand what is being taught in the language that they have. When people are not taught in their traditions and culture and in their identity, there's not much transformation that you can experience. And that is true. If you want to control people, take them from their culture, their traditions, their heritage, and you control them forever. If you want to build people, teach them in the language that they understand, in the culture that they live in the traditions that they grew up with, in the heritage that they have, and you see total transformation. So when we see our people speak English, the progress will be cosmetic, actually. It will be facade. It's just something that we see, that we write about. But the rare work, the rare ownership, the rare creation of prosperity will come from the people who believe who they are and who have strength to fight. And I can tell you that the more I meet my friends who are speaking English and working for some of these guys, they don't have the strength to build anything. They don't have any strength to build anything. Tell me how many of your friends who are speaking English with suit and tie they have been able to build any business without anybody supporting them, without any international investor or bank or government or something? How many? Not many. Why? Because the strength that you need to build is different from you just speaking English. You see, these Europeans and Americans, their standard is because you see the structures that they have built. It helps them. We don't have these structures. So if we continue to use their model to progress, many of our people will be left behind. Many of our people will be left behind. But if you want to lift, and that's my desire. My desire is not to focus on the 1% that is rich, but the masses that must be equipped to create their own destinies. And that's why we speak here. So by this time we are doing one in English, so that the Yoruba man can understand it. The one from Kenya can understand it. The one in America can understand it. The one in Nicaragua, I can understand it. Those who don't speak our language. But I know that in Ghana, many of us speak the P. And so this platform is built to bring, some bit of knowledge to the many of our people. So whether you are Ewe, you are Dagomba, you are, Kusasi, Frafra, you are whatever that you are. But the Akam family is about 50% of our population or more. The language itself it has about 80% penetration rate in our country. So which means that many people understand the language that we speak, and that is the essence. We're not trying to compete with English speaking platforms. No, we are just trying to say that how do we lift many of our people from some of these things that we see, the quagmires that we find ourselves in. But we still have the duty to make sure that a larger part of our family once a while has some bit of understanding of what we are teaching. So it's not just the language. The language comes with a specific system and culture. And so I can speak the language, but if you're in Nigeria, for instance, you have to understand the economic structure in Nigeria, how things are done in Nigeria. If you're in Kenya, for instance, I can speak this language, but the examples. That's why you continue to read a lot of these foreign books and foreign knowledge, and you see the way we teach things in our universities. That's why when they come out, they can't do anything. They can't do anything because the medium is wrong and the understanding of the culture and the systems that produce results don't exist. So we have to really give ourselves different kind of education. If you have to start with nothing and you have to build something ourselves. So I'm not really happy and obsessed with building a platform where you're speaking English and they're calling you everywhere to speak and you're speaking English and many of your people are left behind. I'm not proud of that. I'm very much happy to hear that Kwesi Mensah has been able to build a business even though he can't read his name, he can't write his name in English. He can't speak any word in English, which is fine, but he's been able to build a business. He has a farm that he has employed people. He has a business that he has been able to employ people because the intelligence to build business is not in books. It's not in English. A lot of our people who are speaking English, dress well, they are just representing other people's businesses. That's it. And something that fascinates me is when they think that they understand business and they want to teach us, when they are employed on somebody's place. A lot of these financial people who are being paid, when they meet you who have been able to create a business and you are paying people, they think that they have to teach you how to run your business. It's always amazing. So if you know so much, why have you not built it yourself? So really, the language makes you cocky and makes you think that you are wiser than all of us. So it's unfortunate, but this seminar is in English. So if you speak English and you think what we're doing is important, you can join us. I've shared the link there. You can send us WhatsApp message, and you can also pay directly on Paystack and get the link. When you pay, you get the link there. But we should be proud of ourselves speaking one of our languages. We should be very proud of ourselves because the confidence that the people have, the confidence that they have is what they are creating their future with. If the people are not confident in who they are and what they have and their heritage, they are not creating any future. So you can see Ghanaians speaking a lot of English, but what future are they creating? That's why they have 100,000 cedis here, and they want to use it to get a visa and get out because there's no confidence in them and in their own country. Why? Because of their miseducation. Because they don't have quality information as to how to succeed in their own country. They went to university, they spoke a lot of English to them, they gave them a lot of international examples, what they call international. And the sad thing is that the so-called international examples, they are not quoting us. But we continue to, belabor ourselves to say that, we want to go international and global, we are inclusion. Just the other day, did you see they have moved white South Africans? We call them refugees, but they are repatriating a lot of people who are like you or Indians or Chinese from the same country. Meanwhile, you see, so you have to have deeper understanding of things and stop being that we are very much inclusive. We welcome everybody. They don't welcome you. So learn well. That is the problem is that what you were taught, the education that you were given, has made you to be accepting of everybody but you, and not to be confident in standing for your people and standing for yourself. But Ghanaians don't stand for their own. They stand for everybody but their own. Why? Because they are not confident in their own. So when you go to any panel that they are discussing anything, look at the Ghanaians. They will speak for everybody. And when it comes to their own, they are just trying to be, intelligent to give. Speak, stand up and speak for yourself. Stand for something and stand for your people. So, my name is Obin Dako. So, they are forcing us to, speak. I wish we could just speak our language, write in our language, educate a lot of our people. What matters is what we are producing, what we're doing, what we're building. It's not in the language. It's not in the language at all. So if you're the kind who is always speaking English and you are very much happy with your suit, with your tie, with your weave on, and you want to say that you are classy, you are not. Because when it goes to higher level, it's about wealth. It's about money. It's not about job or professional career. It's about wealth. Who controls which wealth? That's what it's about. And do you have enough information to create that wealth yourself? Do you have enough confidence to create that wealth yourself? Do you understand how that wealth is even created in your own country? You are looking for investors. And so you read a lot of these books and they have told you that when you want to start a business, you need investors. So you've been looking for investors for 5 years. No investor is showing up, and you still continue to believe that because you have no other information. And therefore you struggle. You'll not be able to build anything. But there's information here. There's a model that is here that if you continue to use that model, you'll be successful. If you continue to use that model, if you continue to use that model, you will be hugely successful. And that is so right. It's so right. And so that's what we've been trying to struggle. We've been trying to build models that work for many of our people. So, for instance, they have told you that for you to build a business, you need capital, you need a business plan. My cousin didn't go to school. Who is going to give him business plan? How is he going to write business plan? How is he going to get capital to start? Who believes in him? He has no mother, no father. He lives in the village. And you're telling this person that the best way to start a business is to have a business plan and go for capital. He will not do anything. Because that is not a model that works here. That's not a model that works here. The model that works here is that you have what it takes to start from where you are with the little that you have. That is the model. And the best business plan is you trying to put what you have known into practice. That's the plan. Ask a lot of these people that we celebrate, the people that we celebrate, a lot of these rich people that we celebrate in our country. Ask them their first business, which business plan they wrote, and who gave them capital. Go and ask them. Mention their names. You know them. A lot of them don't even speak English. But they've been in business for 40 years. They have done almost every business. They have gone through the struggles, pain, challenges, and out of that, they've been able to build serious empires. A lot of the people who own a lot of wealth in our country, they did not write any business plan. Nobody gave them any capital. Give me one example. The other ones who are telling you, we want investors, we want that, we know what happens. So our system is different. Our system is different. And that is the information that we don't have. So they continue to teach us a lot of things that when you come out of university, you can use it. They continue to organize seminars to push a lot of these things for you. When you come out of those seminars, you can't do anything. You still be waiting for somebody to help you to start. They teach you to be dependent. We tell you that you are self-reliant. You are okay to start and fail and be tough and fight for the journey. That is the reality that we have. And so if you don't, and many of our people are in that category. Very few people have parents who can give them 100,000 cedis to start a business. You will not get more than 1%. Even if they have it, will they give you? And so if you're waiting for somebody to give you 100,000, 200,000, a million to start a business, you'll wait forever. You'll be nothing. And so that model does not work. What works is that, Jack, get up, go and get something to sell and protect the money. Continue to work. Don't cry. Be happy when you make any progress. And you turn back. If you build on character, on honesty, and you continue to study, you will succeed. And that's the model that we have used. And so we cannot teach what they continue to teach, which is not getting us the results. So whenever you are listening to something, look at the outlook of the people teaching. Some of our people will come from England, America, and come and tell us how they built business. They came. Some of them have gone to a lot of these top universities. They come. Some of them have money from all kind of sources. They come, they try it. Many of us, we don't have that. We don't have that. And that's not the story that we are pushing. The story that we are pushing is that that guy does not speak the language that you're speaking. These big derivatives and return on investment and IPO, many of our people don't have that. It's okay if you are targeting that. Target that, but that will not bring the revolution that we are looking for. The reason Nigeria is worthy, but a lot of people are left behind in Nigeria, is because Nigeria's model is built on the school. You know, they're teaching MBA to the ordinary guy in the village how to start a business with MBA content. It doesn't work. So the guy in Kenya is the same, especially when they go to university. You know, especially when they go to university, their minds become something different. So they don't know how to be resourceful and start something. So join the seminar. If you say that you don't understand, if you say that you don't understand P, you don't speak P, join it. But if you understand P and you can speak P, there's no need to join this. You can always join the P one, which is the main one. This is not the main one. You know, once in a while we can do English, but really our strategy, our plan, our focus is to bring transformation from the ground level. You know, so if we have 100,000 of our people running business that are doing $1 million a year, we have achieved our aim. You know, and if you can get 1 million of us to do that, which we can, and that will come from the language that we're speaking. The most popular radio stations in our country don't speak English. When they're doing elections, you see the language that they speak. When they want to get to the masses, the popular ones, they don't speak English. When you want to disseminate the information to the people, you don't speak English. You speak the language that they know. And I'm sure that is the same in every African country. There's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 popular languages that the people must be taught in. Finance, business, self-development, systems, you know, very critical tools for life. The people must be taught those things in the language that they know. Then there will be transformation. But if you continue to teach a lot of this shallowness in English, the people will grow. You look at them like they're human beings because they have certificate from the university. But the tools that a human being must have to develop and to build by themselves, they won't have. If you meet a carpenter, the carpenter has been trained. That's why you can produce the furniture. You as a human being, you must be trained so you can produce life that you want. And many of us are ill-equipped, ill-trained to produce that life that we so desire. And so the desire, without any carpentry training, any tutorials, you can desire so much to produce table, you will not still be able to produce it because you don't have the right skills, the right training, the right tools. The same with life. If you don't have the right tools for life, you will fumble, you will not be successful, it will be lack. And so many of our people are not tooled well. That's why everything has become superstitious. Everything has become, spirit. Because the tools that our people need to have the clear thinking that we need to live life and organize our lives. Organize our lives, our finances, our family, our health, even commit to producing something with our talent, develop ourselves. That kind of information is not prevalent in our society. And so we cannot teach those things in English that many of our people cannot even understand. That's why we teach in our language. At least I speak Twi. And I know that Ghana, at least many people speak Twi. So when you don't speak Twi, and you understand, when you are not, let's say you are not Akan, and you understand it, don't be offended. Don't say that we should promote English. No, because in that case, you're being selfish. Because many of the people don't get it. So it's not the English that will cut it. It's the language that they understand. The examples that are very much close to them. And so our position, our vision It's entirely different. You can be seeing them, the English and the trained people, the people who are, this organization is organized a symposium. You go there, they are speaking a lot of English there. This organization, they don't bring any transformation. I can tell you that. Because we should be having the results. A lot of these churches are speaking in English everywhere. Where's the results? But if you bring a lot of these to the language that the people speak, you don't need to pray for them. They will change their finances. Their thinking will be correct. They will have clarity of thought, and they will make right decisions. And once they start to have clarity of thought, focus, right decisions, their life will change. You don't have to pray for them. Because many of them are praying for money anyway, but they don't have the base knowledge to organize their finances. So we bring this knowledge to you so that at least, and if you speak other language and we teach this in English, when you go home, teach them in the language that the people know. Speak that. We are Africans. We are not Caucasians. We are not British. So the key things to have to organize your life. That's why there are a lot of our people are making very, very, very serious lapses in their decision making. If you go to any country that people have 30,000, 40,000, try to get visa, and a lot, if you do studies on how many people lose money, trying to get a connection man. If you do studies, if you have 100 people with $20,000 trying to get visa, I can tell you that then 90% of them will lose that money. That is how much wealth that you are losing. It's because the people think that to do well in here, to do well with your lives, they must get a visa. To do well with their life, they must go to a malam, or they must go to some prophet. This information we must teach our people, and you cannot teach them in English because many of them will not have appreciation for that language, And so, and the pride of us teaching in our language is also key. It does something to our minds. So, but this seminar is in English, so we will try to speak it with some bit of mixed feelings. You cannot continue to use their language. They came to mutilate you, and you still want to be very proud, happy to speak their language, and you speak it, and you do look back, and you're not building anything. You're not producing results. You're not building wealth. You're not building factories. You're not creating businesses. You're not trading. Everywhere in this world, wherever there is prosperity, is coming from business, from trading, from investment. So if your people are not fully engaged in that, and you're looking for somebody to pay them salary, you're creating prosperity in average people. And so the information to equip the people to create employment themselves, build institutions, companies, that information is what we need for the development of a country. Okay, so you can tell your friend from Nicaragua that they can join us. You can tell your friend from wherever, especially those that are not Ghanaians, that this one is in English. But really, our base is in P, and that's what we do. And it really does not matter. You can go anywhere in any institution. It's not about the language that they are speaking so eloquently, but the results that you're getting from the people, the switch of mind, the changing in their finances, the improvement in their investment, the improvement in their finances. Those are the things that will, say a big message, right? That there is results in what you're teaching. And what is the essence of you teaching something when there's no results to prove what you've been teaching? There should be evidence of the quality of things that you're teaching them. So if you continue to pack them 4 years in a university and they come out and they're looking for a job and they are hopeless, you're not doing a good job. You must say that the content is wrong. What we are teaching is not building their confidence. It's not opening their eyes to see the opportunities that are around them. Because you're giving them examples that they cannot relate with. You're using a language that does not spark any fire in them. When we were in the university, when we went for joint service, they'll be singing a lot of these English songs. You see people will be standing there. But when they turn it to Wosom Wom, you see everybody will jump and be dancing. That is the people. You cannot change. Listen, a bird is a bird. The tiger is a tiger. That's their nature. It's part of them. So don't try to say that you are civilizing them by trying to taint their identity. In that case, you break their confidence, and you break their focus, and you break their future. So you can join us. You can join us. So the number is there 0246631874, or you can see the link there. You can go. The link takes you directly to a platform. You can pay, and then it sends you what you can use to join in on Sunday. So the seminar is on Sunday, 8 p.m. Ghana time. And we expect many people to join. 8 p.m. Ghana time, and we expect many people to join. And those of you who've been complaining that we should speak English, we want to hear from you. Where are you? That you don't speak Chi, you don't understand Chi, and this is internet. Some people, no matter what you do, when you answer the same thing, they will shift their position. So really, what I've seen is that it's not so much about this is what you have to do. It's so much that they just want to say something. It's just like somebody saying that, you need capital to start a business. You give them capital and they tell you that, it's not capital, it's something else. Because they are not decided, they are not confident, they're not ready to produce results from where they are and what they have. So I want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is an impromptu one. It's an impromptu one, but really, I think the governments in Africa must raise their languages above the languages that they've been pushing on us, so that many of our people can understand and build something. That's what every serious country is doing anyway. You cannot put down yours. You cannot always put yours down and raise other people's. Can you imagine China saying that the Chinese language is not important and they should be teaching their people English and French because they want to go international? That's what they've been telling the Africans. That yours doesn't go anywhere. So use the other one. It's a tool to cripple you. Don't you know it? But the people will not, It's a tool to make you, diminished and always not enough. And your language is not enough. Your name is not enough. Your religion is not. Everything about the African is not enough. And that's why the African is always looking for help. That's why the African is always running away from where he comes from. Where he can be successful, he's always running away from there. Why? Because he's been told that whatever he has is not enough. And almost every African that you meet, you can find that in them. They're always looking for somebody else to validate what they have and accept what they have, and welcome them and give them help or position. So it's either they are waiting for God to help them, government to help them, the white man to help them. That's all. Meet any African. I'm looking for an investor. And the investor would have to be white, a white man. When we were children, we were a pamper, and even though preachers who are looking for somebody to come and build a temple for them, and because it's programming. But the truth is that you are enough if only you've been taught rightly. It's because you've been taught wrongly. That's why we think that we are not complete. But we are complete. We are enough. We can develop with our language. We can develop with our culture. We can develop with our knowledge. We can develop. Everybody starts somewhere. You start from with what you have, and you can develop with it. It's a lie for anybody to tell you that yours is not enough. You can't go anywhere. It's a lie. All that you need is the confidence that you need to have in what you have, and be proud of it and build with it. Every one of us is enough. You don't need to go to school to learn English language before you can think rightly. Whatever that you have is enough. Build with it. Build with it. And that is the psyche that we need to develop. And so don't come here and be telling us English. It means that you don't believe that what we have is enough. But we need confident men to bring change to our society. We don't need followers. We need confident people, leaders who think that we are complete enough to build with what we have. Awini Kasa.
Yes, sir.
Yo.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir, boss.
But Obia Marines.
Yes, sir.
Now we no say English version.
As Hanomoka.
English. This is their time. Say I am now more do now we now no.
Okay.
Condition. Young kind of revenue international umbo we know mote. But we they saw marry. And they prove themselves. Omo register ni who say near omo kan omo ni abre.
Already you
Register kan nya dey biti. Nti Mr. Obinya da wase. Na niama na ma yetimi ye ne ni na e kasa na yete no.
Yes sir.
Kasa na ya nkasa yete oba Ghana ha kasa na dodo na ate na de tu akwala no fo na se wo de kire obi a otimi de bobra. Enti ya de ye twi o say da go mo say French seminar na be organize you ye be register ni aba TV. Even so your silence seminar kra na you come that etoda mutimi ye silence the need to be now almost your silence for 1 minute. I'm that's English need to mudi huna na etwi na na yepe. Enti no de fees.
Yes sir. Thank you sir. Thank you. Thank you. Sifa Agaza.
Good evening.
Yes, sister.
If I show good evening to you.
It's
a key, so I can't know a bay rough.
A bay
and then my question here, because I ain't Tiano. When you say English seminar, wait a minute, stop over Dantem. Question him, mother. Me if you cross a bro funny okay. Yeah, it's been a while now.
Yeah.
Multiple streams, building wealth and multiple streams of income. So and say me cry me poor Juma. Me see me share to you. Nti madam be a salome and medru ho. Yeah, and medru because road to success building of wealth no. Yeah, try be dey farmer no. Then we go ahead with it. And now saying that even almost still as men to why then yeah they na media me wada di mreka kana me nipa na me wada from ho no factory do pressure me twa o no easy because easy me twa pressure we dey ani so dey mama 3 weeks in so a e see the 4th week na me mama me sister call her sa o mo no mo di mreka no mo di ala and Mr. Bing the kind I don't know why I catch a phone. No fan Mr. Make a trina. I come on. Me love for that day, mammy. I catch a phone. Did you know forms analysis and it does so? I don't know. Hey, analysis need also too much. Mr. Can miss cement. I think it's the last Sunday, and I almost say Bibiasa.
Yeah.
So any 3 days so.
Okay.
And says why dear my daughter be biobeto.
Wow.
And me share income up. And why they own? Okay. Me where income me near me businesses and me be a kitten. Miss Obinyami, me business kakaka biao. And near kitten me tono within everyone say 1 month from some bag Ghana. Let me share that be a business account for like say maybe be a befaho. And see Mr. Sika made 2 years was the first Sika me buy yeah the man me will fee a pretty sir 20 me buy fee I think so on the 16th I may be account somewhere like that. Ebe sin no. Me chia even say my order me enema me here asan wo me shop mu nyina mato. Say sales e dey me name fa so aka wo me. E da account no. Mr. Budi say bro market you ogro mu azi.
I bro na say business dey even ya grow.
E bro market you ho. And when me name so him me ka me say $1 ye sika na we krom ha no. Dollar no so almost $1 and sana abefi nti dollar no call from no nti almost say Yeah, the end of the I say crowd.
Then you answer.
We one city. It is a year drew. If I say you one crown, sir. A year drew one city pepe.
Then you answer. Because remember why I did.
Why are there? A year drew one. A year drew one city pepe.
Which one why in America?
Mr. B, I say near Maba because
Near hospital.
and a year drew just say. And that require make us say, this month is a means and this is Murphy because me worker and so me kasa means and this is crowd Murphy say be me dey support me mommy and I say bibia. Mr. Obi me hon just say because the business is producing something for me too.
Yeah. And there's something about business, you may have small businesses. Somebody may have big business. But when it comes to money, you may be doing just about the same.
Me say small. Okada kakra, light kakra beba, empabwa kakra, Mr. Cement ne.
Antoinette, no.
Jack of fortune. We have been by Sister Josephine, no. Sister Josephine. Me did not want to chicken kakra. Cement dear ba. Padlock ne na duane sa. Oh. Mr. I got you for the moon.
What was it? You know what? How
Mr. B, me say 1 month. Me if it is me be feel last year March. Me free feel 22nd.
So can you imagine? Obi away in 10 years.
No. Me de me project is say be krana emfaso me expecting no a fee krano. And I make us a man said that estimate tickets because what can say intro what we want to see. Say if say be man said that because I mean so business I'm starting the full front no. Me
school for the call home.
Me de call home Mr. Me de call home. Me try to me accounting this I call home na me oh. And I'm here so okay.
The accounting here Juma the possible the amount of cash
Mr. Vin. And I'm so my main be for the whole year no be about 50. Half of 100,000. Me be 50. Maybe because be free Ghana ban and yes, I see Canada.
That's magical.
Serious.
You know, you're serious.
And a baby, me ton me near mano, mini chromo.
Sir, who actually?
Even crano, me cement na me ton me chromo, and a me chromo crano. Any chromo.
So can you imagine or do man as or I was okay?
I think say, hey, it's almost Saturday. Me who be that because me
Baski me uncle back or to balance here. Now, Okoino Koshia, my before Omono, or ya cratching Jimmy for in a store number, my Monaca Bimo. A Bimo order containers 2 million Ghana cedi, 3 million. Also, Sigari will be pa. What you know, Oko University. I say, hey, I'm the Oko University also in Miska. This woman, they can give you 50 million, 100 million, and they'll still be in business.
Because I was shocked, say, me say me area me shop on one. Touch me in Japan, so like, oh, me fear new baby. Now me share revenue if free or bad. Me, you say ain't no. It's a krona kakrana nipa was a scanation.
Now the became anybody or grab 50,000
bedu.
Yeah. So nipa
because so the baby as here so better than crying. So pay it I catch for Mr. Mo and yan crying a tie bow and yet and I did 24/7 or me interview me back and I was telling them that say I didn't know so who experience here. Yeah, catch the wabajin say Obedi chinye ene say madam Fubi wa ha say o contact say be no ka yem say ɛdeɛn na me nko ara mehu a wakɔhwɛ video no sɛ ɛdeɛn nko ara na me nko ara mehu a me kasa saa wɔ video nim no ɛna me say na asɛ Mr. Obino man yɛ so easy ɛna me busa ne sɛ me so me twɔkɔ busa ne sɛ I think say afei na mate ase nti asɔfoɔ ebu amanfo bebree because I think say ya ne yɛ pɛ sɛ yɛ ka nneɛma huhuhu ansa ne agye di sɛ yɛ ampa.
That's right.
I think that we believe in things that are scary. But so we can't no say, okay, ton we ubenya we are. And now bet me a simpler and you're complicated that you doubt it.
Oye crashing and answer a rubber.
Miss Oboy crashing nipa.
Omode ya mo ho kana tuko.
Oye crashing nipa.
You know mun yet you.
I think that didn't asofo ebu amanfo bebree no because I said it was ye nneema huhuhu a ene agidi but ye kan nneema no very simple ye hu ni say no everything as a VS bibia was say complicated and sana.
Do you see a basket? Do you see a business? You can easily make $1 million in a year.
Because we make me
easily.
This is my friend Pabua Kure free
Easily.
Me di kan fan Pabua ni bu Ghana. Nipa ne every 3 weeks na ton and I'm saying no, we was me free China eba. And I'm conscious baby at next I use 2 weeks time. And I bedru. And already no on also so posty na ma me pressure. If me a shipping agent and they pressure me. Oh, and people are buying.
Yeah.
People are buying. Into so say certificate no can bob so e bia na ogbo ho no mo sua dia o mre de ba me sua dia me bre into no me
winning is no omo nya sika no omo na ya dwen omo so enye omo epe brofo akam me bo ya fu obi a ya sanfofo
kesa de
ehungo an
serious o
etinye bebrebe ehu
serious then busa nipa no contact busa ne say nti wetie me because when him aka ohun asem pen am ka say tie no I was see tie but so na me say okay nti nipa no kan hu ansa na wagye dia na because minim say na pesa wo kan no and I me say Mr. Obin say we tie no pa dia he talks about resilience.
Yeah.
He talks about say enema ekofom a kwan obefa so a odi be hihye wo niema na watimi build yourself up. And you know minim the reason why na one kind to say that software among ni
have you tell me you go back catch them so Obin there be a wo kuno kura picture na bet in ya so bossy to be na wo botai o channel no be transfer so dress I'm so dressing no chile say say my bossy to abota bet na couple for just my dressing open results and also open branding.
I think what Mr. Obin wa mama wa Obama Ghana Obama ye nyina wa mama mo abotai na mo dey you think say because there was say with tie need suit ne hwana nsana mo who said the person is nipa na can be a was mutie. I don't know because why is I can't to abontin no ye buy your monetize because sika na make and Mr. Obia make me sika tie momo sika nhwe suit and I say so what's a bank now check his can no suit ni time na air condition fa ho a don't get 100 cedis a the otijom no turn na then 100 cedis ni nyina ye pew
yeah
wo de ni value nsene no and I can na me say wo can na to so na wo check his ka air condition no that's no mean say sika no eh wo dia
a catch for any rubber for monty cigars yeah discuss cigar a catch for
I won't discuss it. And they don't want to do I think that people also want the easiest way out.
Monty cigars sister woman numbers
They break the easiest way out. I say,
kakra mehuno. Omo kasika omo ka million no. Omo nkabrofo.
me say Mr. Obi me okada me but so me na otwe ne so near me yeah the 1,000 maybe 700 ni too much. The way me see hwiri no. Young money. Me kwa me young money business.
Money minded. me see if you ma me no di kwansi jo. So what ice cream ne insure that sika bia is say any kwan say ya hihye carters because I think say crash for no ade ba ko so amahu ye expectations. Omo expectation say omo dwen say okay so per say wo ka business e wo say ye business say eni omo shoot no eni omo brofo ka no fa Ane.
eni kwan say eye omo hu ni say bibi ye say eye say wo ton ade bi
o say kwasi bro ni culture and what they ban in school no dey pray me boa ni culture
the culture
ye ko school ko sua bebrebe no obro ni kwan ofa so ye no normal na ko sua obi kwan ofa so ye no normal kire say wo sua bibi
unsua bi see your course ye one full semester 3 credit course for you see be the entrepreneurship ma ye for year business plan make hyper group EBS yeah ebe see na kwa me kai de twero ye because
mo teacher da wo kire no business yes
no so Mr. Obi no is so smart honestly friend Mr. Obi sir no is so smart I know at campus no do oje and say campus obi edan na na first na man phone na say because na or you so old car at campus so but lectures ne to cars akese no ono wan to bi and na campus no baby na adan ne ben lecture theaters no on peho and what na gate ba ko to ho panti asase ho nyina be ko no de ado bro body banche and no de twa no ho nkokokra no obi wo ho no and a school for no ye ase sem say ye hu a ya dwi say ase Mr. Obi aka achire
aka achi ampa
your friend Mr. Obi
sir
yeah, Mr. Obi aka achi because the car that kokko bi ana na wochi ana wate no ho akɔhye enwura mu ho ana electricity on say ebi mo dress ni ade ni on so dey bi o hye fugu top na
o ma je bank lo mbo
dey bi o hye sa fugu smoke ni bi ni ana trouser say Mr. Obi no who so simple we thought that Mr. Obi aka achire but no o chire I mean me hu ni sade na no o chire no wamfa ne hu enwura mu say o chire de eye actually because lectures no kwa no she da mbaza to ba no ma yi se bunkoye we na mo na mo famra but ba no on the na afu na no ye no campus or the assassin ne be de ho na ye afu because na we ni bakumase no mo land but na in developing grew baby sa ntina honum nyina o de do and I think that he was really making money from it.
Wow.
Because na afu ni nsasa.
Wow.
Ja crash for mo kafra say me catchy because rofoni movie ni yente. I think the seminar ni buy kasa de be ntia. Kwa na mentimi angasa. Yeah,
That's it.
Never you we were Thank you.
All right. Auntie Abuna kasa.
Mr. Obi, mede asida penna me na me de ba.
You know yako.
I know Mr. Obi me say Na me catch obi say minya se metie wanka eye kura nka ma mismanage funds bruta me da wase papa te say metie financial seminar de chin ya no wu ye nte ye me catch ro mo sehwe mo antete nuoma so ade na say we me ni hu because me stop being say say di sika kwasa ade a ediska bebem wa ma me hu investment any investment oh yes me call secondary school be intermediate business unit. Hey, how do you see a limited liability? This man, Mr. Me actually me different level of business. And I know the dawo my kanya me catch mentie one come the emotions be ye and you maybe anke eye no kura wan hwe kura age ye san ton ayi me ho no ma nyina na ye de aye because of emotions but what say me kai ba ko na me da mi su sa na me sorry ahomache and asema ma me sorry and say me stop being obna bu hwe o program bi na nipa ne ka say eye basa say ye te so and me stop be o ka say na nipa owu ye ne say no ja e nti say ye boka me kaya na me fa me pen ne me paper ai me fa me pen ne me paper na me say anu no game changer ni nie ye be soon na abuna na dabi I chrome ha kra me si me nye yie wa because ni nyina ye sika say ade na say ye wie enti no me nsambo ka metna ha nye yie wo krom ha na me wi a me nsan konko ye bi wo Ghana I have vowed not to do the status quo because and means so say Ghana for nyina bebo me nipa bone because me papa ti ase me kire me nam for funny me nuanum say oti ase na ka bia me wo bia mebo enti me tu susu an me twa ticket na man me na betna say na ye di KFC na ya minim say KFC and say bibi we ye na say enti I told myself say when that day come I will be okay because otias yen yes me yama no my yama ni wi ha and na me be hu won so nti no yeah me nsuro na me poni enti a me fra o ni say me se me da wase fi say wo ka se yen hye bibi ase na program ba kwa na me tie last week wo say wuti krom ha no ma na se wo sua business okra na wo ba Ghana yi sa adwin ni fi wutim na start foforo and I was so kase utie ye ba seminar na yetie wu programmer. We will not get the wisdom unless we start something. So listening to Mr. Bing is one thing, and then applying the words of Mr. Bing is also a different thing. So it's like theory. Listening to Mr. Bing on YouTube is the theory, and then going into the field and then starting something. That is the practicals. Until you start, you don't have any wisdom. And I took a bold step and then started something. I told you, you know some of the things that I'm into. And then my partner with Ubi on the platform. No, so I am mobile money. And listen, $100%, yeah, 1:1 because we go see Sika with the NP. You don't have to use your strength to acquire for money. What is something that works for you, whether you are asleep or not, and then it brings you money. Mr. Bean, you are not just saying those words. Listen, when I lay on my bed, and then at the end of the month, due to arrangement of partnership, and I'll mention his name. I know he might not like it, but I have to. Mr. Pamford, the two more. He sends it straight to my bank account. Listen, Mr. B, I am a proud African. Listen, me no can say me you come brother because me say na gan kabezo who with you ma bo mi titi same na no ma breso pa na do kwejo. I'm a proud unashamed. I say I'm a proud unashamed unapologetic organic African. Mr. B, I am so happy that the confidence in me as an African. Maybe I would have lied to myself because I've been to school and I can speak the white man's language. I have it. I didn't have it. So would you want baby from scratch?
Wow.
And then seeing results. That is education.
That's right.
You are not educated if you cannot, invent something and then employ or hire or work with your brothers, collaborate, brainstorm, come up with something. You are not educated. I don't care whether you have a master's degree, whether you have a PhD degree, whether you went to a Wesley Girls, Fantapim, whatever. You are uneducated. And if you argue with what Mr. Bain is saying too, I want to unapologetically say you are FOOL, fool.
Whoa.
Because you don't know. Because history has taught us that our great forefathers, the Mansa Musas and the Yas and Chua, they were not educated by the white man, yet they did great things. What mark have you done into our universe? Is it your master's degree? No. And to me, I know Mr. Pamford might not be happy, but I have to say this because maybe I may check $1, though. Me check $1, then I check my returns. I'm like, I think me tea a chrome hard on me bow over time, but these days because of maybe into me yet mean to me over time. From my accountant, he said. My boy says, "Me this kind of 20 and I finish doing me my buying to me jai." It me the way sort of be one kaka. Mr. B, I'm so happy.
Wow.
I'm so happy. I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Mastati, I adding, catfish.
Wow.
Yeah, who's a young stature, young son. I'm learning something new. That I didn't have before. It wasn't taught to me in school. Mostly we should use our phones to watch quality content. So I watch SOS, and then I also watch other people around other African countries who have done it and decided to give it a shot. Omundu baby, but me who are a team stress, so I'm happy to see them, and I know their faces are also happy to see me.
Wow.
Yeah. That is it. I even confirm mama ya background ton confirm one not for my minty. Me first one mobeto. I know.
Oh, many Burkina, maybe I know mine too.
Bisayaba, yaba te omo bag, right? Yedi midinka famiensa. Yedi a bakushe boom too normal carry quite your movie. Omuri koya ye trouble picture them me kai asaba okay we say what's say net for myself financial shadow for front me say pray yaba friend me so you sorry na me say that be yaba kra ni mam ye free mu ana me say on for another batch mbranti this time do ye hunyansa ye ni esese ye tutu enioma bi wo mo ho na or hand ye tutu ye yaba hwe ma ye twitwa sa ataban ni nyinanti o mudi agro mi fi ho kwa makama pa o monne nkoko ne be meji yeah but I'm very happy and now from business there are ups and then downs. I wouldn't say it's a challenge, but also ye nya botrema young crofo no and then Bibiano as no so na nyansa na eba nti enkakra ne aboboyano eti one of the confident Africans is me but me dawasi bebre because Ha. Me bagane say woman because I'm so grateful because enya anka because me papa ye close ni ye we me ma hwa be di nkwasi asem pa be di sika be di nkwasi asem. But they say I'm standing on my ground. I'm not afraid. I'm not swayed by emotions. We are mama, we are when you usun kuramenti because Mr. Bean said or no kwame on him. Almost said financial knowledge and financial responsibility is yours and yours alone. It cannot be sexually transmitted. So I know. But that's it. Bye.
Bye. Kwame Gaza. Hey. Kwame. Kasongo.
Yeah, Mr. Bing.
Yes, I was. Good evening.
Is it also work a capital for? And I
Yes,
said, say a bit near Basso, Becky Cabby, better. Because a Bassana, I say, I said, oh, can I say, oh, two boys, because I think I'll be in 1-1.
Are.
Baby, I'm hey, antenna bag if you're going.
Yeah.
Mr. Bing, if you a better one, say all the time, I believe be an Ubusu. My Nimbia, the Bobra, Tikaseti, with the Esanka de Bia, Yasolano, Paprananka, you better was it. Because we are saying, that's something in Koya, Obre. Na Oshe, on church, or the Mayana, a Cheresa Gana, Hayedi, Waha, na. Ushe bibia se a otumi na wunya wenta so na usua de a okọ anim abrabo no ye so easy wa ha se ebe twa didie ye de ubesim ne ade bet wan pa ba na wo saa enkyerɛkyerɛ na orobi da kode ma na me fi se ebo anipa ma akọ anim because orobi da kọ nkyerɛkyerɛ ama ye mu bi bebre ya ye niema bebre kakranka ebu a okwa na ebu akem but ebu kam so a unsuro usan kobie ye mu bi ekwa ebu kam de bia nso ye toa so na nkyerɛkyerɛ no nso ma ye hu ne sɛ yedie no enye da kopɛ ne ye de pɛ na eno na wo de kototo akrachefo de ye no ho a na kyerɛ sɛ wontumi nya hwee no because akrachefo no pɛ de ya ye ho fefefe yeah, baby, a hoye a whole fair for your business no ho and fast one bebe boom boom I said banten tem so financial so bank statements no reflect so was bank account to sana catch for no say we business at you but say all business or your business power was account to pan bia why you do man at no excess most of them say near man that say be more inventory and as a visa. But I got a 40% so what cash or cash flow balance sheet to say so in Tibet would you Mr. Binda account the end of the year and only a spoon and only I say oh once the crack or should be say me even so wouldn't if she crana capital and also get you will name the and also no crack. And he said, Unya Santity will be a Osanya Akudru. And then yes, as a county for sama self identity, knowing oneself, so no more. Diana no found when Debiano won't cat and some who and fat Ghana, Uju Woody. You're going to mean trap baby. We are so negative, and I say, what can some money for baby? What's in one obey ye that? Won't mean ye or won't mean ye or. And watch and so say Abrabone said, ya answer. It's maybe to a semi year, semi who said, and near maybe a semi year, semi dear. Now, and then opposed to near maybe now, me sending me so big video be about Ibrahim to arrest or cassette. Won't me entertain you for now, and now, so Abrabo. I see a year to my thing. And me share that video and I'm Mr. Bean so I throw this and post and say, would mean develop the your people are with entertainment, sports. I will say Manchester name one La Liga and swag our brabo name Koi. If he said, and you may be say, Robin da coach and Oba Babitibia, a show thing, Utmi Ko and him, Ewa Bravo. So being that coach ya, me starting product be there $500. I'm telling you, right now me hit me, my cobe 2 times. Me I hit it there 8,000.
Sir?
Because it's actually ya, Mr. Bing. Product no process say me and say me call me boss that you are. And go for friend me say product na e bi we no mu pe bi na asante wo. Ni nyina e sa kire ya na.
Oh, come on,
e ma e friend. Ah, Mr. Bin sa pepe.
okay.
So, enti enanso me share Mr. Bo enso wo Mazi ho ene kire se ne share ku damfo e wo ho. Enti Robin da koncheche ne de eju free onyam ena eju free kasafo a okafa o man ho na oju o man di enti amaye mu bi no ye ho aye den e ba choti menka.
Yes, sir. Etonga.
Oh, enti we stop ben on chire na ama ye mu bi ye ho aye den na esama ye ni da so se da ache na e be fe se ye ti ase nko a ye nwu nko ade ba akwa be ma ahia me ye owuo be se migusu de on chire no enante na migusu sua de na me de nokuedie ekomanim a okọ na ebuka mu kura abesan so because chire ne de resilience be no a Robin da akuche se as a matter of fact enipa waje om okrom ase akra waje om no senka yesi aso da kura kakati da na zo na kisi ma because ye hu obi a watu no hu asi wo a wo kire se mebu no ntra mu krom na yedie ni akwantu mu obi enu opeso odi yi anaze wapo bra ko nanim a akwantu ntu no de ye de bra okay so betu kwan bete we wadun so okope sika na se capital dwetri ni de na kire se nimdie no wo fom na wo ka se wasan kire se yedie no kra no irrespective of geographic location baby a wo bi enipa ho me bia yedie wo ho na unyo robi da akonche kire na wona ma Mr. Ben so many problems na yesi sika ewo ohaw mu na se wo so ohaw no kwan a wotumi nya bi na enye se wo betie nso wo koya na afa ma enu bi ni difference wo
Oh, why? Demoni no baby. Ya no baby sabre. Patrick Kasa, I see you do that one.
Yo, bem, me tchau. Legend.
Yes, sir.
Ya tia o kaje.
Ah.
Sama.
Okay. I see you Kasa.
Okay. Wait a minute, chow no weti efo nyina o. Legend. Another babaso. I saw bisu kasa with you. Okay. Na the better mechanic say see there we say obekire wo English mu. Na san go from person on be say wo English. I don't know mko suatwi. Who ye black man who okro kasa. We jo ho sua brofo na oba na e ka say e ka bro, say e ka twi na on tia say koko suatwi e. Say twi sua. I don't know munya plan so be suatwi no anka obi so aba be sua ho. So brofo do tumi sua na odi ko bi kru so. Say see asu ya pe freedom. Omo pa omo su ko suatwi. Asem na kra ni. Ukrom kasa oka wo ba be chen so on katwi. Udo obodo I don't know obodo baga na omo ka chen so suatwi. No answer about your crew.
Yo.
Because some of them some ya share su. Ade okay na to yetrimu. Nko asum ne ye fimu abama. They say what katwi bro from kakra yentil papa. By force Mr. Adokon be ko bro. we are liberated. You are liberated from sa nkwasum. Nti eso mo chom asinti so mo person boy o mo so ko hwe twi o mo hwe twi no mo be kai ho. Ani ye ba ko. Ade. Me be lecture brain. Oba no abetietie mo anya ono aka ye nyina ka egu nkwasu ke mfi wi. Obetietie otwuma ma ye nyina ho atoi. They say am we say me start business bia Ghana. But me who say me rich man.
That's right.
Me ti abrochi anya ledger me ti from January me ton me car. Me ti am nya adwuma. Me ti am because want to be am me people be dia bom ti me say me nya adwuma bi. And no me kokọ doctor me pe. Na ledger the why me dia ledger who your prophet. Peace be upon you. Ledger the why me no. Me say last no me no boy bi kasa keke Caribbean boy bi. Me man 2 points per or show me you because I say Patrick, you are a rich man, you are sitting down here. I told you to body you step here no. Now the best step here. Now Vima wa mama no masa. Me ya you I swear. Not before I can come show broni. Almost to be shaking me. They say go be say then I be shame mu then I am. Almost that here. Sha, o ka be kan. Then I be. Me go am kan say me ko me ko Africa me ko me
Yeah.
I'm say Africa anya no na me so boa. Me upo mo hwe. Me ba bia na bu am ti me pepe bi dia atom ti se me ti nya adwuma. Te o ma na ba fa kakra na me ko. Anya me go. Adwuma dem no ma twam. Omo ti ase se for general me na me kam ye. Ka before an kam ho popo. Tuntum ni a o ti za races for kro we. Enti wo de twi no abi me an ko sa anko for because anko for me so omni sa asol for. Sa sorry for we are here to save land. See, you ha ye pese ye ji tuntum si wo. Enti anya so ba na so be sua business bia na de bia mba be za da come da asini we. Ye plan say ye pese ye ji ye tuntum si wo. Enso ye wi na do come asole so wo ko bo asole say ye kosusi asole da ni we. Anya sa mu be bia leje fiba. Say ye pese boy ye crofo. Be si companies ni we mu nyi sa legend say mu film. Any more ya bro for some more ya mo fa bro for nkoka ye de ka etwi wa ha o person ba no do mo yi be say bro for ben so first we are black and we are black wa wo ka se obi nka bro for ye wo de. So you have to liberate your mind first before you can normal we be stage so liberate your mind from these things because my some person we dey bro for some na o chom nyom bro for some na wa go tell be no mo sa no ba be ya argument and I do we can you say now can. And you say, Aden, twi wo krom kasanka then efe kwa so tutu okatwi wonti kwa so be force say well yen translation or ka otwi ma na ba bro for na so bi sua o ko na Russia ni ka o ka na Russia ni ka Russia o ka je so yon katwi so be hwe so o ka bro fu be bwa wa wo si ti bro fu ko na Germany ka German aya no ntro enya German o be ka na ya tro bro fu na don no su ka ni twi a won ka so e de bu okra aya no ka e bi o be translate akobo no crowd is sure kasa no to ayo tunduma o ka to won titwi ni kura sanka you have to be ashamed of your own language. If you have to face the fact you are I can so feel bibi na da mo dia na some da mo ba na mo abehyehyɛ ni mo ye na mo dia akwa am ka sesem sa beboa ba won say legend e your the buy and say to liberate the black man onu kwa na me ya gi ehun di ehun say nipa tuntum say be history ni niama so so asa na mo we kura na just want most obi on ba person be ye we keke on be pe onyan biza ba ti o me da si o ma ye no anu on mean say e say ye bit ba kan wa bu how we find our own the by say community then we fight the system so that our ye be can say be ye adwuma yi o so what you say me say omo down no ye wo down no na ama ya because omo no majority the ledger can ampa na ko ye nyina ya ma ye ho so won say so omom kabro most of them are selfish too much. They selfish, they think they are better than people. And I me hope say when you come and kabro football do phone come mum ko then the bro I uti me kan wu na ogbu kwa bufu asoro for so wa so obenye scout mun ja sa am ko toto correction no mo ma yen kan ehun bom nese company tin ye besisi a omo mun ye adwuma ya sa na ese ebeye kika ehun bom yen kika ehun bom we bi ne besi a hospital bi ne ye kan kakran akramo ne se nkofo be ba ti ase ne ya bo ya ma so what you ase
Yes, sir.
Agent ledger or them Casa, me who are in me two arms, say, Aprofu almost had to carry 3 tea and once I'm a move on for session cable. I don't know, do Obroni cable for the Uncle say, Ghana from teaching and on its own country in Ghana for it. Say, who is it? What's it? Sir, it's really the swim park on a banus, yeah. So ledger out the say, self knowledge in any when you say, Nipa, I am adding because you're a cop. You are a can't phone you. You are not here. Who show my Greek tongue. Because still I clean so be catch you chrome cast to a gun ya. For social bush you clean. But why are this was sharp of navy? Na clean the door now until I don't know. Say you and quite easy language. But no said this is self-hatred now. Say the baby says, or no baby, obey you with you. Unu go to Abaka say I will crown couple of.
Yeah.
As you know, I bet you no that no onye na so abu say pepe ni abesa. They are not here to make we come together. But no kokasa cry we are not educated. Who's work with you and kwasum book bi na akokin kai. Nye bibia. That was it. Ndila we be Germany say emu we chele emu make.
Wakasa.
But ledger we be fie na ledger ya pe bia chichira to mti so ase. So omo yusu omo puru ye mu am ye chi na ye ya to bo ye ye ba I kept man ye ofi. No shaking. Be bia di wa ledger. But that's so why. I be chovia. Bye.
No. Ane was it mo grofo ya mo couple of grofo no Ane zongo na kai fire bene. Beneza Kasa.
Hello. That's good evening.
Good evening.
But with the other testimony, ne as the David na me person me de to. But I'm kasa fitama.
Okay.
Kasa fitama ba man kasa me fi Central Region. But the but me started the meet here no. Pesa me ka bibi kakra na wo Peace FM. No ni edian yinkan. But at once mukasa pene dankweku ye bo that time no me started them beat you. That me almost be getting to be 3 years ni. Na one church na za wa ya mam no graduate into asedo. Manga sana me ye mobile money. Ba na me bra ba ku bi ye tigo fu ye adwuma. Ba obeja ye betina fie. No ope mobile money simni biaye. Ti wona na me de me certificate no ko so edum ka prai 2 merchants na me de 2 ni na man watama. Na ma so me ye bi o Manford wa Central Region Gongwa West. Ti me ye adwuma kakan na I say me ye ska almost be 15,000 apart from actual money na me de ye adwuma no be ye profit be 15,000 within be 3 years no I say me de tonton charges ni handset na dey na frefre mu ta say me yes our property fee mobile money that other aspect no see one number than catch him say mobile money tema no move nti me ya wad me so price no ba ku no be kan watama nti mobile nam na so me pe obi but na obehwe store no Manford no Gongwa West no number kan no watama da me kan de she wu ankasa ni minyom de mobile money trade agent apart from brother me eduma no mobile money trade agent na me wo one cool store no so me chire mu kakra me batama no na say me brother onyi humans bi on totonam bi obi on po friend o my send me sika to phone so yima sa smesi da cool store no run it means some brother onyi humans ni ye business about fishery no some sa plan ba meeting say na some brother so onyi sa humans ye adwuma na come there yentumi embo cool store ye hometown one me yin ka say na say na adwunu mpeda osum papa na man ka me back to ye hometown number pair woman for do number pair uncompleted store bi me was na that 15,000 na me jai to back no me de koto rural bank gongo rural bank Manford. So me ban be yi size can me nya uncompleted store. Me complete ni na me finish it. Na me pay na me ji on wo me bread na ngasa me ni edwuma wo. Taman pay na me ji on bo agu ya na me de to fridge too. Na me ka che na ona ngasa on bomb go say 5,000 na me fan fanam. So on the business no ko na sisi na no so ni ska be shima sisi ye mobile ye cost on account. See that dance na me pede me de catch up there. I'm starting with you no.
Sir.
So me what platform me down from that to there will be pay agents me ni pay bien crow Miami within last month yeah.
Okay.
Man said
Obet my friend.
what me after me you put two platform media you put two my Mr. Wa be one when the Mr. Wa my yen de na man ba ko no de ba ko no or the son sister do Ghana or US or the son sister do Ghana but me sheda nim ni din no na the sister no friend me na ma me nti we ya dance dikas me person me picture nti me che wa chefa ba books na books ni de minto bia me person this month de minto be 5 wo
Okay.
Minto bia to my friend no matter 5 woman but you to me the no na to jana bia obi pe agency ma omotum wa friend me na metum to ma abu no platform but you no man 0542 64 2023 business Ebenezer Ebeldazi so obi opesa asem ni bibia from an so be bi na oda yen say that me that pa you be sure
Saka number ni bi
but your number is 0542 64 2023
Wow.
Wow. But you that's pa you me sure. Bye.
Bye. We graduate hard yet in ye. We will be on farm. Yet in ye. Obeka capital was Obeka business plan. What is what accountant to be? My dear Chinya, 2000 bossy hour in the bank. Roman Yasum. Don't call no school. Your professor. Those are our bossy hour. Why didn't you? As I was school now, I'm going for hey, Professor Kasa.
Hey, legend.
I'm working to body my power to so hand.
I'm a boy.
How do you know?
I'm a boy. Is it the code English? You know, is it Obiani excuse or more mostly in English? You know, Obiani excuse and English one Obiani excuse. Now, legend.
Yeah.
And then Antiabna some no kind of. And then me sorry, I didn't make dream one message no so the banner about me. On the near man now what train Dana Minister Basket didn't come say or Busan who didn't nipa we break this kind of seminars. But usually no who results now Busan who didn't so BBT Mr. Beyonce 1 month now advances 2 months 3 months now advances and now oh yeah baby. And then everyone then she was like she believes it's the language. You know, and I'm saying you know because examples now, oh man, near a try who is here, and I also say kakasa nipano on dream who be briansa na wa day. What you say? Oh, catch me by me, and I mean, and I say private equity one why not? Time now, oh, cano. What you can't say na briansa into oh, say came about 3 man crana. They are not interested. But all kind of language and Nipani tells you, won't say no, I don't but the English, ni more who pay English than every. But coming to this topic, legend, once an actually is a Uti now find you become very frustrated and confused. Yes, I've made me go through that phase, you know, because what I want to say, win a beb wow, but getting the courage to start it, you know, take me and you be brave, we end at stage 1, that is listening to you. But moving from stage 1 to stage 2, no, where the real action is, no, nipa be break challenge. I know more kusku and I say behind kusku challenge. a challenge. Nipa be person mechanical crime because no open a defined system be so you team be you na resources, but you don't want to try something from scratch.
Wow. Well, what was that? They say Adazi Kasai. Okay.
Yeah, now me you know.
It's amazing.
Very amazing.
And when you sure says that that's it. Okay, chemistry over there.
Oh, that be.
What 3 hours or try it. Try
Or the 2 man I had a pick. Now, even I think I think we come academy primary care physician or Indian until they be a quite idea brabo come on no because I can say then a course no need to be cool school at that time. And it's Saturday me just like Ghana near our cool school ni be a person oh yeah maybe or the masters or any PhD blah blah say now masters now oh yeah no vacation the bia become one me say there be. And honestly, then why do you want to go into the extra level unless you want to go into academia? Me naturally me party into make come anymore na is because the Jumano and me quiet no because they be a me package and he used his cousin as an example. What's my cousin Echo Yale University? Okoye MBA, no scholarship, and he spent over 100,000. That was our program no end because tuition, accommodation is any money in the account. Or see any cousin or the student look at our own team into a way. Anna,
the PhD and masters
Okoya the masters, Okoya MBA, you know, these Ivy League schools, no Koya MBA, our moon is so recognized. But it didn't translate into the lifestyle. No say be a when ya sikana say when ya like wabi
like school fees, you know.
Entimi compensate. I don't know the way example say they don't want to go school 10 to become a medical doctor because Ejumano sana etie one go through that phase no intimi practice.
That's right.
But catch say where the real money is say or no be on one practice. And you know what they practice no. That is where the real money is. It's all different like branches. BBA or there 3 branches. That is where the real money is. But school no call it tin and carry. So Piscana Odika start on one practice or one unit. A mutre no nya customers na near my coil. I know be a different place. I know be a different place. And then he gave me the idea. Say, okay, oh yeah, into IT. Why don't you start teaching? Teach. And this start teaching now, me come no, I can't remember about 3 years ago. But again, catching me into you know that kind of thing. And you own kind. You can't be on campus, which India for now. They do something extra. It's not all about school. Once or Indian go school, but once or convenience store.
Now in Crawford way.
Yeah, Crawford they be saying about double neck repone. Yeah, Crawford and then they come together and this creating world system no crown. Partnership plays a key role.
Yeah, key role.
Business plays a key role because now many of our baby air cars name is there. 6 brothers. The 6 brothers is a realistic company and person go into an large scale farming. Every you be legend. Oh, you be say kakra the message name mom kakra. But the way educational system is here no. I say Emma will pay on kwan. Akraji for be brisa no mutie.
It's true.
Onu who say what land cruiser only so be but it's not true. Onu who say what mercy when ya East Legon Phoebe only say obi but that is not true. East Legon Phoebe now was in say one only union man cambo man as one boy of asibi mo that be a yare da hono e hono musu bi nya but utimi e hwe omo na mu nyina go far together then e fe chance and I cry for be that is the especially your son ya beduma you can oh onya land cruiser be them on me so we and we've seen it. There are so many people they come on retirement and then they struggle.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people come on retirement
because
yes. Bobia.
A manager, no, and a macra, no, and a tiny almost.
In some now catch a legend, no Caribbean way seen some now or catch but until we put it into practice, anti Abna Air Cano. And no class mania legend, different level of thinking. Beyond first principles thinking, I know they say as a messy any relationship say, what can we do? We are looking for the core truth. But beyond this in the first principles, there's another level, zero thinking. Zero thinking now what they mind say Ghana uni obiani obabeboa unya capital baby. Are you trying to tell me that when your capital now when your boafwa untimi bibiana? That is the zero thinking, starting from nothing.
That's right.
You are starting from nothing, and you have proven that nipa bibia dance here nature say this zero thinking works.
Well, Brandy or Kasai, perfect. Was it me when me kai? May a program is I am that na kwaku ya boa. No obey program we know kon was habit level. And so there he can cracky jokes to be. Not more than one, but me kind the very first time. Yeah. And also tea with or Tinicromo Manford.
Yep.
Was on to another mobile money said and go bit my be a cost stop. A cratchy bit of baby a cost stop. Business plan our Kenya. Continue.
About your business plan by
yes, your accountant. Compare fridge bed 20 years ago. When you be that.
About your plan by Emfa. And even me take me tell what me they apply to you in real life. And anything I okay Triana mania, you know. Okay, football coaches cry. Say also on information, right? And then I plan your discussion the opponent, you know. But could do page in this so I've grown it from. What plan is about 4-3-3. But could do on the other opponent so style of play no but it's not changing here, man.
That's right.
Sanity. So yeah, they're changing here, man. So it's not really about I say you better plan there. That level you get there, but
what your plan now cost from 75 was also Sano.
Obesano. Inti ya try catch and say go school you say school need the Ugo scanner bit me up corner person how many you cry or bit me up but the truth is that
oh yes scanning here
scanning here legend
oh scanning here say area I'm going
but then legend here think you know so high and crowd because usually so also parents are crashing for again we are not speaking against school but imagine saying we school and I'm also in the way and I say okay fine me go university need there but me person me coaching skill be me person me go into farming your parents will even frown at you and a lot of people go through
who's carpenter man go school
that's it Sasa nini na hani
go DJ say share and grab say who's carpenter go school you
Omusika no nko
na for years ara fe the audio see mun tell na be aduma no na aduma man
so far as it's legal baby and found say you school and I say any school nipa we brain na we can and
we are putting camera
hey all it's true. I have one guy who has been talking to me, and I know he's going through a lot. I said, oh, he's stuck between say, on Trangana Nejuma, and I say, on Tukai. Mitiana, Muni said, I come and pass it, or be Tukai. But, oh, yeah, any uncles, no so can't say, oh, bra. Now, even in Ghana, Kromunia deal be my at 9 complete, I think 3-bedroom a year, Accra, baby. 150,000 as 120,000. I don't more recommend my uncle and say, oh, my Tony uncle now have about 15 years. The uncle they catch on says, can only be the hope. Sometimes when you call me, tells me the higher thing, but boy, I mean, say, still an uncle and say, Ombra. Meanwhile, the guy works in Ghana as or Tonoboasia, obey the name of okay, and me any cast anymore. Onya person botuka onya 3 schools of munyina mano I think sponsorship but ordinary ni nyina and they started it again say when you how many people are or many opportunity we now what do you really want say masters na person or electrical engineering or tech Masters now, person, yeah. Trust me, you can do your masters virtually. Scan our person near become one. Oh yeah, electrical engineer. It's an undeniable fact that you are good at math. Definitely, you'll be good at math and physics, or one of them. Ubet may generate extra source of income through teaching. And I'm needing corner so the corner research. And I'm a day winner sending seminar winner, maybe Zanzi with you when Piamia Chairman Amanaba.
Wow.
Now I'm still on videos, not on to books, material and V more. So the onye, he's on the right path. I'm not saying he's there. I'm not to come, but he should follow his heart.
Yeah.
He
That
should
time
really follow his heart.
How many school?
Oh, Ori Tech in chair. I think so. Ori Tech in more than 4 years.
Oh, there's another problem. Who school New Year, sir? And also a confusion.
Yes.
Who school New Year? Say Obetraha. So Obeko. And also say confusion. So the next 5 years, another confusion.
And like the money here. Obi to me call visa interview. Not when ya visa no. Na abon yare ase we are seeing na hey interview no coin na ya bouncing the visa ne ra hu like say we are sabawe ye amana oye ne ho hwea enye de
we was what in my mo.
That's it. That's it. Okay, we because so na say Kelvin akoye friend Kelvin abrochire de one answer same way. But on the DJ interview, no, and I was over kind of clear. Can't movie say yeah, you know on person. People go through a lot. People go through a lot over here. Paycheck to paycheck, hand to mouth, student loan, mortgage. Na nipa no person di pardon no beka say if you wait it over 30 years. Na interest grab it your cry say. Interest grab it your cry say. If you most of the time the first 7-10 years no. Much of it goes into the interest, not the principal.
Not the real figure.
Yeah, not the real figure. And it's most for almost every other type of loan. In this I didn't want to be more. Say be 2,000 a month now be tiana and didn't now be 5,000. 30 need they say average. More than that. Yeah. For 30 years, which means yeah, they are bond and your progress is tied to the economic structure. So now I know it's valued at $1 million. It makes me active from nowhere to maybe $500,000. You have no control over that. It's funny. Legend, it's funny. Obi bet ma be tweet. To be able to tweet me keke. That Onyuma wa
America for propaganda.
Those things, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. About 80% of people in Ghana you know. I don't want to waste It's interesting. Yenka game no ho yeah wokuman media meka yenka game no ho obi news 120,000 even 200,000 kwa legend unka game because the problem is that most people when they get that money they are not thinking about creating what no any lifestyle inflation. Nyema ochire there me magia to say any school ubeko school na say odwuma wo ye na ehunu ya ti say me say one day I would like to teach in the college. If they don't pay me, cry. I don't mind. I teach for a consult in Jamaica. I love imparting knowledge. My comment in my PhD is because they be a requirement. But say, oh, because obi yebi. Nanu na only say Odubabenyes Kadia you are beating. Oh, legend. They buy their way out. They buy their way out, legend. They buy their way out, and it has caused a whole lot of ubu okra unimse ni bay unimse okra we power skill we are some buana obitima eden obitima policy skill no debate me edidi enya no ho but still na yesu koyewe kona koyewe obi akoye medicine a okun no ho because that's not what he was interested in.
I go at the law, na you. Be a lawyer. But the money
I said, Opeso Sisi Untia. Lord, and legend minimum basic. I think one thing I bet me so even of course the universities they are in for their money because Ugo KNUST or much records be to say be a fashion design, but fashion design a bien what course school no chain a Elikem Kumoji or one fashion school be uncle body degree bia. My master no palm a deal palm go wedding dress no one ko a bia Oshia Okushia Juma I don't know why the policy. Why would I go to school legend to study photography? I'm telling you, about this student or Pakushia photography. Now, say scanner or the choir photography now, our Benya student loan. I don't think any own Fabian Koto camera. Now, only your mom pictures, if that is what you want to do. Because these guys, they didn't go to school to do any photography course. But, or child show back or $10,000.
You are saying that there are some courses and it's all
yes, I don't understand. Fashion design. Who could that hostel? If you really want to do fashion design, why? Photography, sports management, all these kind of things. No, I could do loan, Obu Agana, no, I could that hostel.
Greek Latin way.
Legend, okay, be quite Chinese though.
Yeah, bro.
Now, Chinese.
You have put yourself abandon the Pia Katra. Now, some of what we course now the cabins, how many obedience are course in the 4 years, not the cousin.
Oh, on the average, people average student loans over maybe a fan 48,000.
48,000.
Yeah, on the average.
We are South School now. South course no. Ejumano able to say man the whole year.
Entry level when you're for entry level no crowd utie like and abinye bia which may start with 30,000 and maybe a 40,000 tax
which means 30,000 and yeah there if you have that kind of want to say 30,000.
Untimi there's no way untimi and most of the time most people will complete these programs but on fine juma but again me back no ba cause me to say photography unko school I know the way any of our article because any camera now. No there was one guy mini to school. Or munina will be asking me say. Edu akran and kwasun your kosho be or person electrician. And the parent was saying that okay, the balance be electrician any problem. I'm out focus school no call this handyman schools now kwakusha. Van amano. Now on one cause was starting a company. And legend, I'm sure that by the time school school a program is professional based, is their medicine in law and say more canam koye any other course no. I'm the baba saga no electrician.
No, it's casting. I know it's casting. Almost casting.
You will be able to start family early too.
No, the average plumber, electrician, mechanic, and one or more projects. So, be on for people, I mean, welder, do a gate, fabricator, cutting wall, painter. They will not consistent project, be around 50,000 every month or every other month. Those guys, Sika omuhuno. Wow, what's your law and I say we medicine won't know.
At all, on to know.
The only thing is that they don't look like Omuska. And maybe skill no the Omon to say Omomudigano. So Momudigano is sharper in terms of money. These artisans, no, we are not Casamno Yansano. A bit Omokakra. Into Muska about looking to me.
Yes.
But Obia was artisan be our Kakravino. Maza. What the law said, basic count the idea of it like a suit. My basic car. Oh, boy. Yes, okay, MP. Now, yeah, then I help. I just have I want to you know, the number. Oh, boy.
A problem. Legend. On your mother, Jana, Tiabne, or to be Agistrello, Aquacusia, anthropology. Why? If it is scholarship, but why would I give my son student loan and ask me student loan in anthropology?
Also, sometimes a school for deception kakra more. We don't pay attention to sikasem sao. I had a conversation on saying don't have school for that. Because Lagos a professor do a whole be a question archaeology. I know how to say this again. I know why you do. Comment so when you cancer. And that's all call retirement here. So on 2 free fee. And I was a professor. Why when you Africa uncompleted building work. My feelings is can which is so not true.
And legend Baku area Baku so once that there are churches view also more no and one man church or churches be a Presby maternity say legend there's been instances that as so funny be for retirement things are very hard for them. Wow. They believe that it be a winning a mayor and a first question, but the truth is that it has got nothing to do with your religious affiliation and that's how powerful you are as a man of God. Retirement, but so bad.
Retirement we are. That is only maybe almost some no.
Wow. Legend, they are no busy.
Yeah, that's it.
Have no problem. Okay.
Yeah. Graduate for any no ganga. Almost a cabro. And in another podcast. Another Ganga Marizo Gaza Cabro. Hey, graduate. Hello, Nana Opon Casa. Go to make up. To make up the Abuzavo. Now just say do we are CTA seminar. This one, a brofunia, no, Tibia or Damphobia one Tipia, especially Omomonia Ghana Forum. It's building wealth for financial freedom. And yes, way it's only financial freedom. Not many things will go well with you. And I think that many of us, in our 30s or 40s, we should have some level of freedom. And financial freedom means that you don't have to wait for monthly salary to keep your lifestyle. And I think, very right information here. We can build that, especially just after 20. Any source of income be a year. We may not have car or even house, but and we can build that as a base and create a lot of wealth. It's all information. It's all knowledge. And our knowledge, should be the one that is available to us. It should be the one that works in our system, in our culture. It's not that microphone book now cooking can be baby and normal brofro can won't say. Now also our bank be any investment company be any mouse car. On said Daisy, Obi a maniska, Emmanuel. And then what me be one anywhere might be mobile money. On one in Yansa was at me be a coast stop. Sikana warrior, Juman or Pompo, I don't know. That's how it works here. So, Babsy Casan the same thing. Or be a business baby, or Sikana man of Ghana Hano. A broad the original baby or so. And here Bernard the same. Kwame or started the $500. Kramoma. Within no time when you're $8,000. These are realities, these are not stories. In the models work. And there are many people who you will never meet who are using what we have taught. And these things we use them as well. And send look at the link. You can click the link directly, or you can send us message on 02466318874. This message actually is for Africans globally. It's for the African family globally. But at the same time, we have to build our base. And nothing a capino. So that what a Manford say technology and I see a camera for crank a piece of them a camera for any every brofo piece of one and carry brofo and can even be required enter the acre. That's one sometimes more said it. One to be a school for Karamogens will be at Mogrofo to be a comic room. Yan to because a command or Katrina to Brofono or Katrino or say Brofo how can take. China ye kana na brofo ba ko be fa mu no kwa ya se. Nti wa hwe ya be ka se obi a ka brofo enye sa. The do no brofo no de ka kese ka kra fo ma na obi kasa se be. It's tell no kana ibe no ka a friend is a dagomba or kachi or comforting. And you be a school one could be brace. I know school crown at school or mama crown brofo ya 7 crofo ka brofo about him the brofo cano and your brofo would be so ka brofo pa me aka se what suya dey intellectually na ka brofo. There are specific words that will be used in every conversation based on what is being discussed. But there are a lot of people speaking English. They use the same words in everything that they discuss. It means that they are not so much, the English is not English. And as I want to prove, I can say, Papa, we do to prove. But we'll cover for that. Interview go how specific words also used. And the chance Papa was sharing intellectually is present. It's astute. Papa being a kind of say scholarly, erudite. Scholastic erudition. In Groford overall, cover for the street Groford one share that is not intellectually inclined. But as international school for they speak English, but it's not really. And there are a lot of British people like that. British, white British. They speak just like speaking street language. It's not an educated English that they speak. Until Tiana, you realize that, men fight to tell who said they Ghana brofo. And to say, Ubana, a carry tree at Obuase. Now, brofo now can any would do the babies as a paddy. Rika was very was that. So, because what they all can want it. May say, no be GTV, Brony, American. Besides, what are they speaking? GTV for Cabro for English. News. Besides, what are they speaking? So we'll cast Swahili. And it said, I see the car, Mumma tree free. Then can the any animal be better as a no in the associate at 2 of Bosicasem. And then no send a mine in a could draw until Benacas was Mania could draw. So the Paddy what was answer me a yakaya and a Maya could draw. Nani ye dear, and see a wussy home and an idea is psychological. It's an identity. See a suhu and it just obedi and as only. This old who's away here. Now won't send fata. Would he hear never? As a man thinks. So the moment how you see yourself, that's how you live out to be. When you start to become confident, you will never be afraid to try anything. And you'll continue to try until it works. That's confidence. That's courage. That's ability to take risk. And it's psychological. It's how you see yourself. It's directly linked to your identity. Until the moment to be attack your identity, in other words, we're saying here, because you don't have belief in yourself. And anybody without self-confidence on this earth, it's very difficult for you to become successful. There's a certain amount of confidence that you must carry with you. And so when there's great self-doubt and inferiority, it means that the people will be poor forever. That's why they attack our identity. That's why they told us that everything that we represent is nothing and is inferior. It was a strategy, and they still continue to use it. So, Joe Casa.
Yeah, Mr. Ave, I go.
Joe. Now, what's it?
This is radio. This is radio.
Also, see, I know what she.
Wow, maybe I could be a bit of compare we join it. My busy class of there.
And if you're there.
Yeah, that's so. Oh, yes, I'm in Libya. You're more of we. You're more of we. Yeah, that's about because all of our boss was a be okay. You had it. Yeah, that's so. I drew on now.
Yeah, look at me tribalistic.
Oh yeah,
I was we again and yeah, okay, because I be manka profundi me tribalistic.
A problem. The result of was Ntitiana. Nti ya ne ato ma se ai saka munya ntiti bia na munya wode bia nka menyi sa adwen ebechim akosa nti mebo aba so se bia no obo modern se wode adesua bebre na wadaje radio stations we odo a wode do Ghana na kakaka ebie yenso yani ma yenso yani afoforo no enya fekubo aha ni nyina ya wo na wo yesa nti sɛ wadwɔ mo ho a ɔse Sunday wobɛyɛ seminar ma ɔmo no deɛ yɛnyɛ bɔbɔ mmɔde aba bi na yɛahyia bɛhyia aborɔfo no bi
David what you achieve the end of the day Joe ma more camera for them mmara
yɛbɛba bɛhyia aborɔfo no sɛ mo so yɛyɛ twi no ɔmoba bɛhyia twi nti yɛsɛ yɛtu borɔfo yɛbɛba aborɔfo no abɛhyia aborɔfo ayiko eti zabe sani oka no se yebegye ehu adi ye bibia de ehyefe adwen unim nipa kwa we ya na obetuma ibiribia ye die no ehye afefiri wa nkasa mu ansa kransa na wakọ ibiribi nti unim nipa kwa we wadwene mu nte unim die sha ebede na wa ibiribi ma ye ye nti ansa na obegye ehu adi wakọ ama onkrofo no ne unim na wanya ntete pa untumi nyesa nti niema bi se na esi etie sanse ya wo fa nkyere ana wo nimpo wo nim ne sanse omo so ma nkyere wo nti wo sua wo di ya de ma yen no esi esua nti se bribia ya e busy kra na se ho kwan ba na se wo kire nim de esi ya we na esi etie na boa mo enso etuma boa ye nuanom na afa ye di nokra mo aha na ma ayen kra se Ghana no esesa se mimi di nokra na obi betumi nso enya hoto so Ghana mu se mi no obi nante odi nokra na mom no se mi tie no ma ndi nokra ebe ma asem na oka no se se ye kan se mo te se no nti se nkakra mi ye nhwe so pa no be mom nso mo adwan be fie nuanom mo etire no o mo adwan be fie ena mi tie UTV amosi yankrofu be aka Burkina Faso adan obi ada so do mo kwa Canada akoja o magu ni o mbedi gra ya wanwa na Mr. Ben omo bisa omo no mo bua sika no over 60,000 ekoma agent o 60,000 ena mo dada omo se omo nko Burkina Faso na honum no mbetumi abo omo na omo tumi akoka
na hwana be ma tori bisa de
wanwa Mr. Ben na awra ho 7 so mo se agent in ka chen se men kan churu bi o ka churu nipa oji ni di nti wo be mu yusu no so obi jiwudi no ka so ya de we a nti say na Mr. Obi chere say o recommend obi mama o say Mr. Obi ndi Joe na mama me de ojini di no mu use as mu weak point anopo mu so mu ho no Burkina Faso say de ekom kra do o mu pese mu ba Ghana na host ni ka chere ne say afuto be no fa ma no say baby I had a Ghana de otro bitu ba ye wa Ghana nti o tu obi afo say o ti Ghana you know and I say aha enu so ma na sua de ye akwankwasa tibie no manko ohunu enti Ghana yo man pa enyina ya gituma ne ma power ha ewom systems na enya adwuma na so wa create we dia obetuma di yie wa ha ne nyina so obeje wo adi no ma ho mmere na wato bo ase Ghana na yewom ne de wen unya botra untumi ne ye nante unya botre onya mmere ama no waye ne kakra eyeye pe onya fa ho die enti yɛda ase paa ne mmɔden a wɔbɔ no kakra mede bɛka no na Sunday no yɛabɛtaa yɛ nnuanom akyi na ɔmo nso ɔmo ntumi agye mo adi n'agya tae no dɔɔso taefoɔ no yɛda ase paa
okay when are you having a program in Accra? Hey Kwame Kasa, what's up? When are you having a program in Accra? We are thinking about it. This year, about Kumasi. That's about it. You see, in-person program to be or original person over. Sure. Okay. So thank you everyone. And but the truth is that it's so encouraging. Say yeah, so yeah, it's you know, the cassette church, normal you can say or say you are not say to normal yes. Try adwen sisi hu ye ho You could say about consent. Even some books look on the train before the interest and everything with the query. Will be the BB, you know, will be BB to you. This was it at the Abano, dear, you know, editing. Tiabene Kakanka, but any say 2 years. As a matter of fact, say, Equi University in our area can become. As we reach radio, so young could draw professor now, watch radio. Make say university, professor now English. No, the train and actually English. She, I know to the 10 beyond the class I'm at. Or come from the Kakano church tenses in was a move from our would be an own Tiasi, I won't Tiasi. And I remember Pukuare, you say, Pukuare classroom pedanomic Kakao. All the houses in the neck. And I think there is some bit of character unya. Not a bit crowd. Obana would tell a Casarona so. Mina Kaya was a wood track around on the Casamua. Na so tiasem. Wow. Inti mana ya irano nyinano. Yemo modern pekwan diazo. Na yemo monti omo kasara. Nipa adwene timisu ya kasara bebre. And they say uko baby kwana say the brofo na shemua. Bomo dey say obepe akwana da ko baby a. Especially schools na encourage local languages no. Akwana be hunu ntem. As in the moment so my imagine so otigana ha otini ni banu so ko American University. Na akwana no wi a enye brofo no ko suya no no bebo bra. Yesu osi hunu ho. Eni si osi gine ho die. Enye no, David. Okoye bibia go bebu aka. Na obenya hotoso aya amana ya. Esi osi hunu. Ehimi be na oba no wo. Ene hia anye brofo no. So me pe good education to me call maybe a British start and the best form of education is self-education. Self-identity is the best form of identity. How you see yourself. Now, how can you know yourself when your history is non-existent? Your culture is not taught you. Your heritage, your greatness. You don't know how. To ban out then of course our schools now say a good education is because you yourself you're not really informed. And there are a lot of parents who are not informed. They could be lawyers, doctors, engineers, but they are ill-informed because they have had colonial education. A lot of these parents are, a large chunk of what they gave us is colonial. That's why you hate the people. The people that they taught you in that course, sociology that you did, English that you did, engineering that you did, the heroes were Europeans. Now, Obi Ayacha Abia, Obia, Odinia Sabia, Umuni Bruni. We'll just say, actually, Bibia, Papa, lawyers, no crowd, and yeah, talking British law. And so they have no value for the wisdom that we our forebears had. And that is counter education. It will always work against you. All great leaders have no problem with where they come from, and they are proud of their heritage, their language, their identity, their culture. Technology is not more powerful than the history. No. Technology is a product of history. There's nothing new under the sun. I told you. All the characters, the pie, and all those things that you think that somebody discovered them go. A lot of them have been discovered already. Were discovered thousands of years ago. Okay? So the greatest among us, they know who they are. The back critical. I will say, and I see the guy, I don't know how to say, I didn't interpret it. You catch you now, you fanko. That's a brilliant statement. Because all China is because of colonization. That's why we find some place for us, for ours. Oko China is non-negotiable. Oka Chinese. Ote brofano or yachum. I had a timia pe baby at the end of the to a dinner for I prominent. It also a cobra full of first. That's one Tiasia chance you is cheap. That's a sign of people who want to be mate. Don't want to be their drivers. So I want to say thank you. So challenge your thought. What do you know? Challenge you know. Yes, I want to be the Papa Bia. Now that should be as we the Papa Bia Maupa. To join Building Wealth for financial freedom. You cannot have financial freedom until you build. Wealth is generational. And wealth is different from riches. But they are not worthy. Wealth gives you peace of mind, freedom, and you change lives. The wealthy, they change lives. There are a lot of rich people, they show their cars, they show their houses, but they are not worthy. They only happen to have big income. You can win a lot to become rich, but you cannot create wealth with luck. It's systemic. It's built over time. So thank you very much. Thank you. Until Sunday, and you to wait my send a message. You share. It shall be.